Welcome back, guys. Yes, hot minute, my bad, my behalf. Absolutely fucking hectic weekend last weekend. So I ended up with, I think, 6 kids in my house. That's 3 of mine and 3 extra. For those of you who are here, Valentine's Day was different this year. I bought myself a Valentine's Day present because my husband forgot. But that's okay. We're not going to hold that against him. Um, and my 2 children that are in an active relationship forgot to buy their partners Valentine's Day presents. So, mum to the rescue. I did buy those Valentine's Day's gifts for those two. Yeah, huge week last week, huge weekend. So I'm so sorry I didn't get to the podcast, but family first, and it was Valentine's Day. What did you guys get up to? Let me know. Let me know how interesting it is. I think we're going to get a thunderstorm tonight. That's going to be interesting because I do have a birthday party to go to tonight. We are celebrating a 17th and a 13th, so we're still in the teens. I've had a little bit of, oh my goodness. My daughter has come out to say that she likes girls and she has a girlfriend. And I am so proud of that. I think that's bloody amazing. And I think she's quite gorgeous for that. I don't judge my children any different. One of my boys experimented and thought he might have been gay, found out very quickly that he was not. And unfortunately, that relationship when my son was in primary school didn't go any further. But we openly encourage that in our house. If that's what you like, then that it is who it is. What it is, it is who you are, and we're not going to treat you any different. We don't treat you any different. Hubby was away a lot last week and this week with work. So as you all know, he is a truck driver. I think he's home tonight. I don't know. I know. But you get learn to sort of live with it and roll with the punches. I do have a new business expansion happening. Tomorrow, myself and my husband plan to go down to Newcastle. We're looking at a portable office, so I can get my expansions happening, and I'm just super excited to be able to do that, and ever so grateful and blessed that I have this opportunity. And it's another reason why I want to share it with you guys. So we're going to go down to that. I'm actually going to try and take some videos and some photos. I think that would be pretty cool, just to give you guys a bit of an idea of what we're looking at. So we are looking at a shipping container converted to an office. I am upgrading my car, so I'm going to take you guys on that travel too. That's going to be awesome. But yeah, so we're going to go have a look at a shipping container office and sort of look what's going to fit best in what area we have where we're going to put it. We have some more renovations happening externally to the house, so we're going to be sort of leveling but digging up our driveway that goes down to the back of our house. We are going to run a fence across a section of our property, so that makes our grassed area completely fenced off for our puppy dogs, so they're nice and safe. And then that way the driveway can stay active for vehicles to come in and out of if necessary. And just really nice for foot traffic to be able to walk straight down to the office. I actually can't wait to tell you guys the business expansion that's happening, but there's a couple of things I've got to do first, and I really want to get the salon in place. And I think I've just told too much, but I really want to get that office in place first to then be able to bring you guys up to date with what's happening. But I I think the business is going to be mobile for a little bit, just until I get that office completed where I want it to be, exactly what it's going to look like, decor, things like that. So yeah, we have a lot of expansions happening this year, and I think it's amazing. Plus, we do have very quickly coming up, we do have Rocky Nats coming up very, very fast. Definitely going to try and get lots of videos up there for you guys as well. We do have a house sitter that will be here as well. So our kids won't be going with us because we are working. So they will be staying here. They'll stay with family that we have down here for those, which I'm actually quite excited because I get to travel and see Australia. I get to work. I get to be paid to travel. And I think that's my most excited thing to do. And I'm not much of a vlogger. I'm not much of a video person. But I definitely think that this is going to be an absolutely amazing experience. I just need to work out times that I'm actually not going to be here, and what we're going to do with everything else while we're not here. So we do have a lot of planning in place that we do have to do, but it has been awesome. Oh my goodness, so much has happened. I don't even know where to start with you guys. Like so much. Bit of a sad moment, but my daughter is in the final year of primary school. Next year she will be starting her first year of high school. My middle son is like, I think it's going to be his last year of high school. My eldest is already out of high school and he's doing TAFE courses now. But yeah, so I think this is going to be my middle son's final year of high school type work, which is exciting, which means he moves into an apprenticeship next year. So that's really good and quite exciting for him. But yeah, so much. My brain is just absolutely everywhere. Is anyone else finding it that their brain is just not braining properly at the moment? There is so much happening out there. I'm rewatching episodes of House. I'm like binge watching House at the moment. So that is like a huge distraction to me. Yes, he is quite absurd, but I'm a bit of that approach myself, to be honest with you guys. Like, that is a huge thing. I'm very direct. It's quite scary sometimes, but yeah, so awesome changes are happening, and I can't wait to share it with you guys with what's actually going on. But got to try and keep a little bit under the belt too, if you get what I mean. I can't be giving you guys everything, and not leaving any surprises for later on and share with videos and things like that. But what have you guys been up to? How was your Valentine's Day? I know I asked that before, but leave me some comments. I'm very, very grateful for what I have and what I can do. Oh my goodness, I've absolutely lost it today. I had a whole plan, had it all planned out, was going to talk about it. But guess what? It's all gone. Gone skis. No, we are quite excited, actually. I think once we've done the external renovations, I might finally, and I know I keep saying this, but I might finally actually get my kitchen done. For those of you who are listening, if you know anyone out there that can give me some decor ideas, would be awesome. We are going for a very dark interior in my house, and I really like that. I'm not a very bright person. Yes, I have bright hair. That doesn't make sense. I get it. But with kids and fingers and walls, I don't like white walls. So we are going for quite a grey colour. I was thinking for the interior of the house, we are going for more of the like industrial country barn type thing. That's really what I'm looking for. And this is probably the lightest. So these are curtains from Kmart. They're probably the lightest colour in the entire room that we will have once everything's done. we are opening up a little bit to be a little bit more open plan inside the house. So that's going to be quite exciting. So we get to demolish as well. So we get to do a little bit of demolishment. And yeah, I had a bit of a scary moment last week as well. My doctor thought I might have had pancreatitis, which is just, it gets inflamed and upset. But no, all is well, all is good. Just come up with a few things that we already know with my health problems. So that's probably a really good thing. So for most of you who don't know, yes, I do have PCOS, which does come up as an autoimmune disease, because it actually is. And it's your body's way of fighting itself, and it shouldn't be fighting itself realistically. It's great. I'm a walking textbook. I have some new tattoos drawn up that I will be booking in with my tattoo artist for as well, coming up in the coming weeks to month, maybe a month or so. So that will be interesting, because I do want to get this guy all fixed up and finished up and do that half sleeve there. Oh my goodness, I had so much to share with you guys, and it's all just disappeared. It's disappeared. Hydration is key though, guys. Lots and lots of water. It is hot and cold here at the moment, so we don't really know what the weather's going to do. We are in the Hunter Valley, by the way. We're not in Melbourne. We have Melbourne weather. We can wake up, it could be bloody hot. 2 minutes later, it's freezing. What's going on? Why have we got Melbourne weather? Just keep it down there. I do want to visit Melbourne, but keep it down there till I get down there, please, guys. We don't want it up here. It's too confusing. Way too confusing. I don't know how you guys deal with it down there. So I get to do the Friday night catch up with my really good friend Laura, and we get to celebrate for her son's birthday today as well. Trying to help mediate with teen relationships is quite difficult, guys. I didn't realize how hard that could be. It makes me ask the question, was I like this as a teenager? And I don't think so. And I don't remember it. I'm a pretty laid back, take it easy, chill out. You do you, boo boo, I do me. And I'm pretty happy for that in my relationship, especially with my husband and what we do for work. So it does make it a lot easier. So we are sometimes ships passing in the night, and that's okay, because I like to sprawl on my bed. But there is nights there where, you do miss them and you do want them to come home and things like that. So it does make it a lot harder. I know last session was, last recording I did was quite heavy, and it did touch on quite some sensitive things, but I think letting it out to you guys made me feel a lot better. Like, you can judge me for what I said in that, but at the end of the day, this is my choice. And if I want to cut off toxicity, I'm going to cut off toxicity. And very much therapeutic for me. And I find that very, very, very strange, very weird. Not so much awkward, but I just found it a little bit weird that I found it quite therapeutic that I was able to voice that. And I'm not sorry if she actually heard what happened. So I know they have tried to reach out to me. I haven't even read messages, and I'm not going to read messages. I don't want to read messages. I have continued on with my boxing sessions, which is absolutely awesome for me. And that feels really empowering. If you haven't done a boxing session or gone to learn what it is to become an amateur, semi-pro, professional, blue-collar fighter, go and try it for once. Like, just go and try. It's not for everyone. I do get that, but have a go. Like, just give it a go. I filled in for a gym class for my beautiful friend who wasn't able to do her class, which I was able to instruct, just a functional movement class based around Pilates and the body and lengthening and strengthening. It's based around Pilates exercise, but I'm not actually Pilates trained. So it was a body weight and band training class. It was probably one of my biggest classes I've ever taught in. So it was really good. There was 25 people in there, and that was that got me over a lot of stage fright, like a lot of stage fright. It's weird, so weird. But I did get really nervous before going in and thinking like, I've got some pretty big shoes to fill because our beautiful Pilates instructor is amazing at what she does. And I wasn't actually teaching Pilates. I was teaching functional movement really, and bodyweight exercises with bands. But that went really well, and I'm feeling it. I've felt it for the last 2 days, I tell you. My butt, my legs, whoo, so tender, so tender. But it did feel good to teach that type of class. And I did get asked if I do more than just that class, if I had any other classes that I was doing, which has sparked me to like think about taking on nighttime classes, or taking on and doing a nighttime class later in the week or afternoons. Because it did feel really, really good to do that type of training. And for the first time ever, guys, I actually planned out the entire class and had it all written down, ready to go, which for those of you who know me, I wing my classes by the seam of my pants. And I just make it happen, make it work, and it just moves smoothly. And I think it moved just as smoothly with going through and planning it as well. So it did show me that I did have that other side, that I can plan a fitness class. So that made me feel really good too. It's strange. So weird. I do have all children at home. I have puppy dogs sitting next to me sleeping at the moment. Itchy palm. My goodness. Ah. I don't even have anything that sparks me right now that I actually want to hear from you guys. Actually, that's probably the biggest thing. I want to hear some comments. I want to hear some feedback from you guys. I want to hear what you guys want to hear me talk about, because I mean, there's so many subjects out there, and look, they can be heavy, they can be light and airy. It doesn't really matter. Like I just want to feel like it's a whole thing. I'm happy to do some research and do some more of those serious types chats on here, but I'm also happy to come on here and just dribble shit for half an hour just to make you guys feel like you're not the only ones out there that are struggling. My demographic, I don't discriminate. You can be a dad, you can be a single dad, you could be a mum, you could be a single mum, you could be in these love triangle thing. Like you do you, boo-boo. But you're always going to be supported here. And if you there's something that you feel that it needs to come out and be spoken about, then bring it up. Actually, talking about bringing things up, I can't believe that you come back to school almost straight away and they hit you with photos. And it makes you feel bad because you've just forked out all this money for them to go back to school. And then they hit you with every single permission note that you can think of from Ben-Hur, and then want you to fork out almost $80 to $120 for school photos within the first, what are we? 3 weeks back at school. What the fuck? Of course I'm going to get them done, but woo, guys, woo. Like, it doesn't have to be the first thing that happens when you go back to school. You don't need school photos straight away. Like, why not midterm, first term, not 3 weeks in? And the school terms this year are so weird. So weird. So I do make sure that I plan around I try and plan around school holidays as best I can. But sometimes it's really, really hard juggling kids, school holidays, back to school, all those types of things. And the first 2 terms, I just blew a bubble, guys, for those of you who are watching. For the first 2 terms, there's something like 8-week terms. The last 2 terms, they're barely there for 6 weeks for both those terms. Like, what are we doing, guys? There's more. I don't ever remember being at school so less. I remember being at school and finishing days before Christmas. And I mean days before Christmas, not weeks. not a week, days before Christmas. For those of you who are listening, this is in Australia. We do school all year round. I know there's some countries that are a little bit different, but the term that's going through at the moment, so we're in term 1, which is the first term back. They finish in April. So they went back I feel they went back 2nd of Feb. I haven't updated my calendar, by the way, guys. I am such chaos today. But yeah, they went back around the 2nd of Feb. They don't go on holidays to April. Then they're back at the end of April to school. Then they're back on holidays July. And then I don't know after that. But I know the very last term, like they're back for a month and a half. And then they're on holidays for Christmas. Like when I looked at the calendar, I was like, where the fuck is the year gone already? Like we're in February already. Where has it gone? Where's it disappeared to? But I honestly don't remember our Christmas holidays being as long as they are. I feel they are getting longer and longer. Like I remember having Australia Day off, but you had school before and after. Like you still went to school. It's just the Australia Day itself was, you had that day off school. It was a public holiday that one day. And if it falls on a weekend, obviously the following Monday is a public holiday. But now they've incorporated that it's school holidays right up until February. And they finish school a week before Christmas. School holidays were never that long when I was at school. Look, I'm probably showing my age here. Really showing my age, and that's weird. Feels really weird. I remember saying to someone, oh, do you remember doing paint on the computer at school? You know, in computer labs? And this girl just looked at me like I told her there was a fly on her nose and I was a weirdo. I went, oh, you're clearly very much younger than I am. And I know looks can be deceiving. And, you know, I don't really look that old. Guys, I am older than Google. My kids think it's hilarious and call me a T-Rex because I'm a dinosaur, according to them. They think it's hilarious. I can't believe I am older than Google. Yes, I am older than Google. I remember Wikipedia coming out with CD-ROMs and there was no internet. You had to go and buy the disc or go to the library, or you had to go and sit in the library and look at all the Wikipedias in the world to do your assignments. There was no ChatGPT. There was no Google. There was no shortcuts to find out your shit. No shortcuts. It was all go and read it, go and figure it out. And if you got it wrong, then you got it wrong and you failed. Like there was no second chances, there was no third chances, and there definitely wasn't. Can I redo it again? It was either a big A or a big fucking F. There was no second chances. There was no resubmitting anything. There was none of that. And my goodness, you always knew. Always knew. You see those memes that go, you know how to trigger millennials? I'm a senior millennial. Like I'm an older. I'm closer to the 1980s than I am anything else. And the speakers would tell you when there was a signal coming through before your phone went off. And depending on how long that signal was, would depend if it was a phone call or a text message. The shorter the signal was generally a text message. A little bit longer generally was, I can't even say picture messages because they weren't even a thing. It wasn't until late 2000s that we started getting picture messages. But that had a longer little thing. And If it went really, 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 really long, then it meant a phone call was coming through. And it does trigger. Woo, play those sounds and you're going to trigger anyone that's as old as I am. Trust me. But hilarious, absolutely hilarious. It just goes to show the radio frequencies that can interfere with other things. But yeah, there was no start, reset, try again, go fix it. It was either you did the right thing or it was a fail, and that showed in your grades, and you could have nan, dad, mum, grandpa, auntie, uncle help you, and they could still interpret it wrong, and there was none of this. Good try, great attempt. We're going to give you a D minus, not an F, when it should have been a fucking F in grades. Holy shit. So lenient these days when it comes to marking stuff. And I also found out, this is what tickles my goat a little bit. And when I mean that, I mean it really fucking pisses me off. It really does piss me off that handwriting is no longer a thing at school. They don't need to have neat handwriting. They don't even have to have legible handwriting. But they just have to put pen to paper. It's all about computers. It's all about being able to type and how many words you can type the quickest. Don't have to spell it right. As long as it sounds right. As long as it looks right. The English teachers don't actually care. And I think that is horrendous. Cursive. No one could do fucking cursive anymore. I remember when there was pen licenses in primary school. And I failed because I had the shittest handwriting. I still have the shittest handwriting. But I didn't even get my pen license. I was still on pencils till the end of year 6. It wasn't until high school that they told me I wasn't allowed to write in pencil anymore and I had to write in pen. It's like, but I don't have my pen license. They go, that's not a thing. Get your pen out, start writing. I went, oh shit. Different world. But there's no preparation for that. Like, I don't even think my kids could write a letter. I don't even think they're taught how to write a hand letter to somebody. I think the only handwriting that they actually do is Christmas cards, when they want to give their friends Christmas cards, and then it still looks like a kindergartner has written it. And they're almost adults themselves, and they look like kindergarten handwriting. That's intimidating. That's actually really scary to think about. And it's not even trying to interpret doctors' handwriting. Don't even get me started on doctors' handwriting. My goodness, doctors' handwriting. But yeah, there's no structure around that at schools, and you don't have to. It's all about keyboards. It's all about computers. It's all about, being able to run this program, and how do you do that program, and how do you and they wonder why there's so many hackers these days. It's what they're taught at school. And there's no mandating around it. They've got to make the mistake, but then when they make the mistake, they've got to go backwards to fix the mistake so it doesn't happen again. To me, is absurd. But look, I am not a teacher. I am not a principal. I'm just a mum. Just a mum who clearly doesn't know shit about the education system. But there is something, actually, I do have a few moments, and I can bring this up because I will. I did see come up on the news that schools are making excuses for bullies. And I think that's wrong. And they're not making bullies accountable for their actions anymore. To me, is fucking ridiculous. I do have rules around my kids when it comes to bullying. They're quite strict, I am going to say, but they're also quite loose. And the first thing is, don't start the shit. Don't talk shit to get hit. Don't run your mouth. Don't talk bad about someone else. But if they're gonna swing the first punch, do whatever it takes to defend yourself. And I think that's the biggest thing. Kids are going to have to be taught self-defense, because bullying is just out of control in the public system. And those that defend themselves get in more trouble than those that don't. And an excuse is made for the bully to be able to get away with that behavior. On that note, guys, I'm actually going to jot that down. We're going to look into that a little bit more next time. I definitely know my kids have had their fair share of bullying, and I think enough is enough, and we need to stand up as parents and fight that. So let's dive into that rabbit hole next week. I'm going to do my research over the week. Let's look at our statistics of bullying. Let's call the public Department of Education out and tell them no, they have to stick up for our kids that are defenseless. All right, guys, I've rambled on enough today. This is therapy for me. You guys are amazing. Love you guys. But I definitely want to hear from you guys. Send me some messages. Have some comments on what I've been saying. I am going to do my research into the bullying for the next one. Until that time, I'm going to stop drilling crap, and I will catch you on my next podcast next week. Have an awesome weekend, guys. Bye.